Hi, Shatai.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Great. How are you today?
I'm doing really well. How was your scuba diving trip?
Scuba diving in Micronesia was amazing. I will have to
Oh,
show you photos after we wrap up today.
I'm dying to see your photos.
I've been looking forward to chatting with you about AI and how it's used in retail.
Me too. I'm so glad we get to talk about this, and I love getting to talk to someone who's got such deep knowledge and experience.
Thank you. Well, let's
Thank
get
you.
into it. Tell everybody a little bit about you and your
Okay.
background and your role at RapidCanvas.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk specifically about AI in retail, and I can say I'm an Uber consumer, so we can start there. I love buying things, and I love retail, the online and in-store experience. I've been working for over 20 years in retail, MarTech, advertising. I started in advertising as an art director, then creative director, and
Hmm.
moved into account management and managed large accounts like The Gap, Target, Williams Sonoma, Cabela's, Siemens, all different types. I even worked on consumer packaged goods like Snapple. I had a lot of experience handling brand, but also understanding that at the end of the day, it has to turn into sales. I was always working at the intersection of tech, storytelling, and customer experience. And I then ended up in executive leadership roles in marketing because of the storytelling piece. I always find myself in companies that are using technology because I love how technology can fuel storytelling, marketing, and drive business. I love the measurement piece of it, that you can actually measure the return on investment that you've created for large retailers, large companies, large brands. So I spent time in different companies, CJ Publicis, Conversant. I worked in the forefront of personalized advertising when we started using data to tell stories to individuals. When we started going online and we could track individuals, we were able to give them delightful experiences and know that, I'm a dog lover, this person's a cat lover, this person's a scuba diver, this person's a Uber consumer of ice cream, be able to speak differently to different people. So that's really my background. It's where I delight in playing. I love growth and I love working with founders and executive teams to drive growth. And there's nothing better than that, to be at the forefront of AI and really learning. I wouldn't call myself an AI expert. I call myself an AI explorer because we're really trying to understand what it means. I'm not an engineer, so I didn't spend years in data science and AI. I worked with data scientists and engineers to take their intelligence, abilities, and superpowers and tell stories to consumers and engage people. So that's my background.
That's a fabulous introduction and background. And you're at the pragmatic aspect of retail, where you understand the business problems and
Mhm.
the ability to translate business into technology needs. Now, with something like RapidCanvas, you could easily create the application. But even before that, being able to translate what those needs are so that somebody in technology can actually build it, a very unique skill set. And that wisdom you acquired through practical experience just makes a huge difference, especially when it comes to AI, because we've been using analytics in retail for so long, but there's so many more potential use cases out there that you really have to have a creative brain like yours to understand the technology well enough to innovate and come up with how do you apply this technology to new areas and solve business problems that have been around for so long that we even think about them as constraints in the industry. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to learn more from you today. When you Google AI and retail, what you
Mhm.
find are these stories about the giants, right? So the Amazons, the Alibabas, the Targets, the Walmarts of the world, right? Using AI, but they're for these huge multi-year kind of initiatives, right? So you have all these competitors that are trying to outmaneuver those giants. And so from your experience, do you see AI as a way for them to gain a competitive advantage? And if so, how would they do that with AI?
That's a great question. What you just described is the classic David and Goliath situation, right? And what I
Absolutely.
like about it, yeah. And what I like about it is that AI has truly created a paradigm shift. It's leveled the playing field. And it does it in three ways: agility, speed, and precision. When I say agility, I'm talking about the fact that now you can identify six major choke points in your business And through using an AI platform, you could actually go prioritize those choke points and solve them. You can create a solution using structured, unstructured data. You don't need an army of experts for it. So if you're thinking of a very large retail army of experts, a smaller retailer, maybe one expert, maybe no expert, they're both using an AI system. They can both solve the same problems with that system. So that's agility. When it comes to speed, it's really about having the smaller player be faster than the larger player through agentic AI and orchestration. If you set up AI to have data orchestration to solve those problems automatically, then those problems are solved through integrating systems and data sources. It can be set up to automatically solve the problem by creating early detection on stockouts, by adjusting pricing optimization in real time, creating a boost in conversion rate based on hitting your numbers. So that can happen automatically through agentic AI. And it can happen similarly, solving the same problem for a large or a small company. The last point here in the David and Goliath scenario is about precision. Let's talk about marketing as an example. Traditionally, you have to have a huge marketing budget to reach a very large audience. With AI, you can execute hyper personalization to the masses without needing a huge budget because you're leveling the playing field using AI. You don't need 50 creative people tying together creative pieces and assets. You can use AI to execute that creative to the customer on a personalized level. Your speed to market is going to be a lot faster. So the way David beats Goliath is through agility, speed, and precision by using a better slingshot.
Excellent. Thank you for that. That's a great story. Retailers work on razor thin margins, right? So how can AI be orchestrated in a way that helps them deliver value very quickly to the organization? Think about weeks and not months or years associated with delivering value.
Yeah, that's a great question. Retailers don't have time or money for long AI rollouts. We understand that retailers don't have a lot of time. It's a very fast business. It's important to really honor that. We have a hybrid model, which includes bringing the best minds from the retailer side, the best data scientists, and the best AI experts together around a platform through an 8-hour workshop. You would be surprised at how quickly you can emerge where your choke points and your problems are. You don't have to do a long strategic planning, 6 weeks. It's literally 2 days with the right people in the room. There's two main things for that. One is get the right people in the room, and the other is use a platform because it allows you to deploy in weeks, not quarters. So for the right people in the room, we have a methodology where we run short but impactful workshops. It's about getting the retail experts in the room because we can't do anything without the people who understand the problems and understand the domain. We get data scientists from our company and AI experts in the room, all circled around the platform. It's really about prioritizing the problems. Within 2 days, you can come out with a list of use cases that you can prioritize. And then going to the platform side of it, once you have those use cases prioritized, you can quickly implement them. Remember the agility, speed, and precision. You can quickly implement them on the platform and get your gains. So an example of typical use case is, I think it was 3 to 7% revenue lift around pricing optimization and localization. You can get, through one use case, a 40% reduction in service backlog using a support agent.
And without an army of people, that's amazing.
Yes.
A significant part of the RapidCanvas story is around agentic AI. For those retailers trying to get their head around AI and how do they deploy it, how can agentic AI help them with deploying their AI initiatives?
Yeah, so I'll answer you as a layperson because, as we established, I'm not an engineer and don't come from a deep AI background. The way I look at agentic AI is it's the difference between a taskmaster and a team. There are three elements to this: orchestration, integration, and autonomy. Agentic AI to me is orchestration, integration, and autonomy. And the orchestration piece is about what needs to get done using the data. What are you trying to do? What's the workflow that needs to happen? This can get quite complex, like managing a team, except you don't have to manage them because you've set it up and it can run. The integration piece is about which data inputs are we using and not having to rip out old systems. You don't have to rip and replace old systems. The beauty of AI is it can work with structured and unstructured data and integrate that data to create the data asset, the knowledge, the insights that you need. And then the last piece is the autonomy, which is taking those insights and acting on them. And the beauty of an agentic system is that they can do that repetitively. They can do that while you're sleeping. But I wanted to make sure that it's clear we use a human-centered approach. So even though we love agentic AI, to be able to orchestrate and design all of that, you need the experts, the retailer expert, the data scientist expert, the AI expert, to be able to come and put the agentic orchestration together. And then you look at it as a learning system. So you start and build trust. You do one use case, one agent, two use cases, two or three agents, three use cases. Essentially, you do an adoption continuum over time. That way, you're working alongside your current team, your humans, and the agents are working in concert with the humans. So the humans and the agents are both in a learning cycle. That way, you can evolve over time as a team. I love the combination of AI and human. I think that's really important.
Thank you. Consumers are starting to feel the impact of tariffs. How can retailers use AI to understand the impact of tariffs on their pricing and demand?
Tariffs create a lot of uncertainty, and a retailer wants to predict and respond in real time. With the right AI tools, you can model different scenarios, different tariff scenarios, and understand how the price changes might affect demand before you make a move. And for RapidCanvas, we've helped retailers run simulations to see where they can raise prices without losing a customer, which products are most price sensitive, or where it would help to do a bundle or promo to offset the impact of tariffs. It's about taking that uncertainty and turning it into informed action. And when it comes to AI, you lower the effort.
Love that. AI can actually help you move faster in an agile way by having those informed actions. That's beautiful. Thank you for your time today, Shatai.
Michele, I loved it. And I can't promise that I'll come scuba diving with you ever, but I will be looking forward to poring over your photos.
Excellent. I will be sending them to you.
Good.
Take care.
I look forward to it.
Bye.